Welcome to Pickleball Party Town. This is the Daily Smash for Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. I'm Rick.
I'm Kelly.
Coming up a little bit more, just a little bit more about the Shannon situation because it's consuming our lives even if we don't want it to.
It's the craziest thing. My dad, my 80-year-old father, calls me when we're eating Armando's and goes, "Your girlfriend, the one I know, she got a DUI." Like, he's so cute. Is my dad the cutest?
He really is an amazing guy. So nice, so down to earth and cool, and he doesn't seem like he's 80. He seems much younger than his years.
Yeah.
And for him to hear about this, you know, he cooks for church every Sunday. Like, he's just a...
He does a lot of charity work. He does a lot for the homeless.
Yeah. And he's not into the gossip,
and the needy, and he's not a gossip at all. Like, he is, all he cares about is like helping others. Like, he's like a saint.
So if he heard about it, it's everywhere. And it's on our Smash. We did talk about it this week a little bit. Yesterday, we got 35,000 views on Monday's show and close to 30,000 views on Tuesday's show. And we appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And just a quick promo, we did do a Patreon, an early Patreon. We called it a special report, just to update the situation with Shannon on our Rick and Kelly show on patreon.com. We went to the scene because it's a very short bike ride from our house, 2 minutes away.
So what happened was, I'm on for my Patreon, I have like this in-group, like, text message with like a few people.
A group chat
on my Instagram, and they were like sending me all these things on TMZ. And my friend Christina Wright, who's done like Jen's makeup and she's done Shannon's makeup. She lives right next door to John Jansen, and she was the one that showed me where it was. So I wanted to go there, and everyone's like, the streets are narrow, and I'm like,
how could this happen there? How could you hit a house?
Like, how could you hit a house?
So we went there and we blocked it out. We showed how it did happen, the relation from John's house to her house and where the accident occurred, right in between them and whatever. So if you want to check it out, it's a pretty good summation of everything that went down on our patreon.com, Rick and Kelly show on Patreon.
And I'm not like disparaging Shannon or anything like that. He's doing investigative reporting on like what happened, where it was. It was funny because I just got a call from one of my girlfriends that was with him at the Quiet Woman that night, and he kept telling her, Kelly and Shannon are going to make amends. Kelly, he knew all about it.
And Kelly did drop food off at her house this week, and that is part of the story that we tell on Patreon. A reminder that this show is brought to you by Ilia Wine. Ilia Wine is designed in New York, but it's made in Spain with Spanish grapes. And it is an absolutely fantastic wine that you can have delivered right to your door using the discount code Rick and Kelly 20. You'll get 20% off at Ilia.com. So just go to Ilia.com, order your wine. It goes right to your front door. And if you buy 3 or more bottles, you'll get free shipping. So it's even better than a discount. It's already really well priced, and it's fantastic wine, and we absolutely love it.
We talk about housewife stuff on our Patreon. We talk about that stuff.
We do.
Now, if anyone gets upset that I'm talking about like what is going on, it has a lot to do with me. That night, she was with my friends. My friends were with him. I'm kind of involved in this.
Well, not just that, but a lot of people subscribe because they want to hear Kelly's take on things that are housewives related, because that was your life for 5 years. Right. You have a lot of fans, and they want to know what you think about what's going on with all of the different characters. And this is all anybody's talking about right now. So there's that. But I know you don't really want to talk about Shannon.
I don't want to talk about it because I feel for Shannon. I have a heart. I couldn't even... listen, I do know what it's like, okay? Because I got slammed, all right, during COVID. I was, you guys know how my feelings were on that. And I had Andy Cohen coming after me. I had the woke mob coming after me. I had, that Samantha Bush, all those weirdos in that Bravo thing. Like, I had all of them, like, coming after me. Mm-hmm. So I know what it's like.
You were ostracized, and villainized, and criticized.
Yeah.
And marginalized. There's a lot of eyes that was happening to you, and
Right.
it was a tough time for you. And I was
very,
here
very tough time.
with you, riding
And
that
I had
awful
paparazzi
wave.
outside my house.
Yep.
I never called them. I know what she's going through, and it is, when you're in the public eye like this, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible when people are coming after you. And
even though she was not the kindest person toward you over the last couple of years,
a
you
couple
did.
of years, it was just only a year. I mean,
Okay, a year. Whatever
it was
it's
last
been.
football season.
Yeah, so a year. But Kelly reached out and is trying to make amends. So I'm glad that that's happening. I did get a call from Jim Bellino today. We interviewed him Sunday. It was his first ever interview. This guy's been asked many times, but he's never done an interview with anyone because he just didn't want to, and he didn't trust that it would be fair or accurate, and he just wasn't interested. But when we asked him, after we saw him over the weekend, he was like, "Yeah, sure, come on over to my house. We'll do it here." So we did, and it's on this week's Patreon, the full interview on Patreon. And I wanted to share a clip from that interview because he revealed something really compelling about one of his children who is trans. He has a daughter who is now wants to be a boy, and he got very emotional when he talked about it.
Yeah, my son's 17, and then I have twins that are 15 and a half, and my one twin is transgender, so that's been a interesting road.
Yeah.
Do people know about that? I mean, is it?
It's public knowledge.
It is.
Yeah.
You don't have her or him on him, right?
Yeah, him.
What's his name?
So his name was Melania, now he goes by Miles. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And he's 15. He's 15.
15 and a half, yes.
That must have been a challenge for you.
You know, at first it was, as conservative as I am, it was very challenging, but, you love kicks in, and fatherhood kicks in, and
That's so nice.
yeah, it's very tough for all of us, and I went through therapy for it, and it was it's all good now. We're all through it, and we just unconditionally love Miles and pray the best.
Nice.
It's because Miles has chosen a hard path. To be transgender is a very, very hard path, and so I have a completely different view of that community because I don't believe that they have chosen that, and so they are ostracized and made fun of and teased, and that's not something that anybody would want to go through intentionally.
Right.
You started crying too, huh?
I did, because when he said you have to love your kid. I know a lot of my gay friends that had parents that they ostracized them or they shunned them out and they made them feel bad about being gay. It's very hurtful, and I think it's a horrible thing to do as a parent to your kids. I think you love your kids unconditionally. I have a different take. I don't think you should put your kids on listen, if you want to trans and you want to do all that, fine. Go right ahead. But putting kids and mutilating their bodies until they're like 18, until they're like where their frontal lobe is, formed, I have a problem with that.
We do. That's something we talk about on Patreon quite a bit. We get into that.
Yeah, but you have to love your kids unconditionally.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Yeah. And he
when-
clearly does.
And when he was speaking about his son, it really was emotional, and it really should show that people should love their kids unconditionally, no matter what they choose to be. And it was really, really nice.
Yeah, so we hope that you'll check that out on this week's Patreon, on the Rick and Kelly Show. It is unfiltered and uncensored and commercial free. Unlike this show, which we have commercials, because we got to pay the bills somehow, right?
Yeah.
But Jim called me today because his wife, and I'm sorry, one more Shannon story. His ex-wife was at a restaurant, which is where Shannon was Saturday night before the alleged DUI situation. She was charged with DUI and she crashed. That night she was at this restaurant and Alexis Bellino was there, and so were other fans who saw them and said they overheard Shannon saying she wanted to kick Alexis's ass because of Alexis's husband filing a lawsuit against Shannon and Tamara back a few years ago. So it's in TMZ. And he called me to give me a heads up that they interviewed Alexis for TMZ about Saturday night.
I'm sorry,
Small world.
but I don't think Shannon would say I'm going to kick anyone's ass. That's not even in her vernacular.
Okay, well, you know her pretty well.
I don't think that Shannon would ever say that.
In the
I don't
article-
think she would. Now Tamara would,
Yeah.
but Shannon would not.
But
Shannon's not a fighter.
but she was tipsy and she may have been, saying things she doesn't normally say. I don't know. It doesn't.
Listen, I like Alexis. She's very nice and kind. I don't have a problem with her, but I don't see Shannon saying that. I don't see that.
Listen, it's not in the article.
Oh.
Jim told me that that's what they told Alexis, but when I read the article, those words were not in there. It just said that Shannon was talking smack about Alexis. In any event, Kelly was also interviewed today, or she gave a statement to the Daily Mail.
Well, they
about
asked
this.
me.
Yeah, the Daily Mail reached out asking for a quote from Kelly about Shannon, and this is what Kelly said, and that's the last thing. Well, actually, we have two more quotes. This one from Kelly in the Daily Mail. "I feel really bad for Shannon," she said. "I know she's remorseful and in a very tough spot right now. I feel bad for her daughters, and I hope she learns from this experience, and I hope others do too." She added, "I dropped off food for her yesterday, and despite our differences over the last year, I'm rooting for her and believe she'll come out of this a stronger and better person." And then you pointed out that Steve Lodge, Vicky's ex, weighed in.
Yes.
I want to know what you think of this.
Okay.
Steve Lodge, "I think it's incredibly sad to see this. I am only surprised it took this long for an incident like this to happen. In my opinion, what is reprehensible is that Bravo TV and its producers on the Bravo reality shows celebrate, encourage, and use drunkenness as entertainment. There is no doubt in my mind the producers and network are well aware of cast members and their drinking problems. I believe Shannon will take responsibility, and I pray that she will get the help that she needs. Shame on Bravo for ignoring the problem."
First of all, Steve Lodge needs to go away. That guy is the biggest douchebag on the earth. Okay?
I don't know.
Like, oh my God, I can't stand that prick. He is a user, loser, and abuser, allegedly, or, according to Vicky. I've seen him myself. I got in a fight with him on
On the show?
On the show. I don't like him. I never felt that Bravo encouraged me to drink. They let you do whatever you want.
But they do celebrate drinking.
Well, because we're all in there. Like, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay, well, that's an important point.
They don't feed you lines. They don't tell you what to do. They don't tell you what to say. And they don't tell you how much to drink. Now, do they provide it for you? Yeah. They also provide food. They also provide they provide a lot of things for you. And, but they don't make you go, hey, have a drink.
Well, and I couldn't help but notice on the New York Housewives, they're not drinking very much at all. They're drinking a lot of water.
Right.
So if that were the case across the board, then the New York Housewives would be getting hammered on every week's episode, and they're not.
But why is it shame on Bravo for what? Like for
Yeah,
what?
yeah, I don't know.
For
I
what?
don't know. I don't know why he did that. I don't know why he said that.
And listen, Bravo fired me for political reasons. Okay, I'm not too happy about that. But I do say what is right and what is wrong. I feel like that guy needs to go beat it.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it
as
real.
always. I don't know if you noticed cousin Tony coming and going. He and I are going to hang a TV outside tomorrow. We're gonna upgrade. We're going to create an outdoor area to watch football games on Sunday afternoons here at Pickleball Party Town. We're not supposed to go outside and exert ourselves right now because the air quality index is 155. They said
What does that even mean?
It means that the air quality is so bad that you should not exert yourself outside. You should avoid being outside.
What happens?
Well, I guess you breathe in bad air. There's a lot of dust and dirt in the air.
I'm having a hard time.
Well, we came here and immediately started hosing off the back concrete.
This thick with dirt everywhere.
It's like a layer of sand on everything.
It's like Afghanistan out here.
I mean, I've been to Afghanistan. I would have to agree with you.
It
is
is
kind of like that.
Like in Arizona and Scottsdale,
Yeah.
not like this.
The sky looks like it looked like a sandstorm.
You know why? Because I think we're like in a Coachella Valley, like
Yeah.
we're like low.
Uh-huh.
We're not like in a high desert. We're in a low desert, and there's
Yeah.
mountains around you, and so it's like, ugh.
Well, that's the only thing that is a little bothersome is that we are constantly having to hose off the back deck and the barbecue and all that because it gets dusty and dirty.
It's disgusting.
But hopefully that'll ease up over time.
We just need it to rain. Is there
I
any
don't-
rain in the forecast?
I'd have to look. I don't think so. But it is going to be cool this week. It's going to be down into the 60s at night. Where, I mean, it's still 90s to
I made
100.
my best friends from San Francisco come for my birthday.
Kelly's birthday is next week.
I'm so excited.
So she does not want to party, just
Nope.
so you know.
No.
So
Why would I want to party for being 48?
I don't know.
No.
But I would have thrown you one if you wanted one.
I know. I don't want one. I'm having my good girlfriend V come over. I grew up with her. She's an actress. She's on strike. Poor thing. And then Yelena and Lena are coming
From San Francisco.
Yep. I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. They're really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to hang out. I have one more item here in the news.
In the news.
Ryan Seacrest got his wish. Vanna White extends her Wheel of Fortune contract with a, quote, substantial pay increase.
Yay.
Good for you, Vanna.
Good job. Well deserved.
According to
She's
TMZ.
66.
Where did you see that?
Right here.
Oh, yeah, 66. When I got my teeth done, I couldn't say 66 without
Like lisping.
lisping. 66. She extended her contract through 2026. Ryan Seacrest told Fortune magazine, "I love Vanna White. I've known Vanna for a long time. We sat in important places next to each other, and I hope for nothing more than to be able to walk out on that stage and host with her," because he took Pat Sajak's job, or took his place as the host. White was making $3 million a season. Pat Sajak was making $15 million a year.
Wow.
She reportedly lawyered up and was asking for half of his salary. So let's assume she got $6, $7, $8 million a year. And at 66 for 2 or 3 years, she deserves it.
She's been in there for how many years?
I just said it. I think she's been there for 20 years. 41 years, sorry. Vanna White, after 41 years as a model employee and more the face of the show than Pat, asking for 50% of what he makes seems like a no-brainer, a source close to White told TMZ. And the insider claims that Sony had been very difficult amid the discussions. So they didn't give it up easily. But Vanna White got a big raise, and
Good
she
for
will
her.
be on Wheel of Fortune for the next couple of years. Good job, Vanna.
Good job.
I was always a big Vanna White fan.
I'm sure she's hot.
And I'm not going to brag, but I'm pretty damn good at Wheel of Fortune.
And you are.
It's one of my better games.
It is.
Jeopardy, I'm not quite that smart. I don't get them all on Jeopardy, but Wheel of Fortune, I can. One time I guessed the puzzle with 0 letters.
Shut up.
I did, I swear.
I did that on Wordle.
Yeah, you did. So did I. One time.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed our smash. Just a reminder: go to Patreon. It's a longer, unfiltered, uncensored version of this show. We think you'll love it. And we're gonna have our recap, our Housewives recap, on here tomorrow, Thursday. It'll be posted. And we hope you have a smashtastic day.
Yeah. We're gonna go in poolside right now. I'm so excited.
Yeah, let's do some swimming.
In the bad air.
Just don't exert yourself too much.
Oh, someone's here.
Yeah, Tony and
Oh,
Rebecca.
yeah.
See you guys.
Okay. Bye, guys.